Hello everyone, welcome to the vlog. Okay, wow, it's been forever. Hi Vince. Vince is playing a video game and he probably thought I was talking to him, but I'm vlogging.
Yes, I was.
He just waved at you. You can't see it, but he waved at you. Okay, it's been a long time. I feel super out of practice, but I have felt like vlogging, so I just want to take advantage of that while I feel like doing it because it's been a while. I haven't vlogged since our Disney World trip, which I know I haven't posted yet. I might someday. I vlogged the whole thing, so I really should post it because like we have the footage. It's just sitting on my computer. Also my hair is wet, so I just don't mind its messiness. I guess that's kind of what's new from the last vlog, us moving, that you wouldn't have seen all the in-between. But I got my hair cut again in April, and it's been dyed like several times since then with different colors. I'm really enjoying having fun with a little bit of color. My hair is bleached, so I just keep putting color in it. And it's a good time. I have so much to catch you up on, I don't even know where to start. So we're gonna start with my new hobby, because that's what's kind of been getting me back in the groove of making things in general. You know, making things with my hands, but then also this vlog right here. So I might as well talk about that. Okay, so let's see, a few weeks ago, I bought knitting needles while I was at Michael's buying yarn for a little blanket I'm crocheting, just because the yarn was on sale, and so I felt in the mood to do it. And then Michael's had this massive sale, like the best deals of the season, with regular price yarn 30% off, but a ton of different kinds of skeins of yarn for like $1 or $2, like insane deals. So I bought a lot of yarn. Let me show you exactly how much. All of this yarn. We got scrubby yarn. We've got, let's see, recycled plastic yarn. We've got thick, cushy, what kind? 80% acrylic, 20% wool yarn. We've got yarn to make a pair of socks. We've got all kinds of merino wool. We've got everything. I am fully stocked for like the next probably 3 years, because I do love to crochet and knit, but I don't do it constantly. Like, it's not my only hobby. So yeah, this will keep me going for quite a long time. That was a very happy find. I'm sure I will show you more stuff as I make it. But yeah, as I mentioned, I just bought my first pair of knitting needles, and I didn't really know how to knit, but I've been crocheting my entire life, so I knew it'd be easy to learn. I just had always put off learning, but I finally bit the bullet and I learned how to knit. So this is my first little project. I've only gotten like 8 inches into it, but it is a scarf. I had to go get another skein of this yarn because I just loved the color so much and I wanted to actually make a good size scarf. So that's my first knitting practice, is that scarf. But yeah, so I was definitely in a huge funk. I was playing a lot of Minecraft and hanging out, and then just like an update, really, since we moved here, we've just been like working and hanging out. We're living with my grandmother. I don't know if you remember that. And I'm so grateful for that. I really, truly am. But it is also hard just being in someone else's space. Like, it's just, this isn't our home, you know? Like, we're so grateful that we have this spot to land for now, but it's just, you know, having the disruption in your routine, and having to share space with a new person is just not always easy. So that's been, you know, a struggle. I think just an adjustment, especially since we know it's temporary. It makes it even harder to like fully adjust, because you know it's just temporary in the back of your mind. So yeah, we've both been and definitely been in a funk of like just like working and hanging out, trying to stay like keep our minds occupied so that we don't feel too frustrated, because it really has taken a long time for any van progress. So let's change locations, and I will update you on that too. I don't know why I'm choosing to sit outside. It is very hot, but I just want to be in a different location for a minute. So we're gonna sit out here on this table. So van life, we finally do have an update, which is probably another thing that's helping me get out of this funk. Just starting to do something creative. Plus, knowing that more work is on the horizon definitely helps so much with that. It is a little bit windy out here, I just realized, so sorry if you can hear wind. Maybe that adds to the ambiance. soon in our van life vlogs, you're going to hear so much wind because we'll be outside all the time, so just maybe get used to it. Anyway, so I don't know if you remember, but we ordered our van at the end of October, and we were moving, our lease was up in our New York City apartment end of February, so like March 1st we needed to be out. So when we ordered our van in October, they said the lead time was 18 weeks, which would put us at the first week of March. So we're like, okay, that's perfect. Like, we'll just do that. 18 weeks, you know, isn't actually that long. It's like 4.5 months. What has ended up happening is that things definitely got delayed on the factory side, and let me fix my... And it ended up that our van was scheduled for production May 16th. We didn't even know that until a few weeks before it was actually May 16th. Like, we found out like kind of the beginning of May. We got the email finally that it was scheduled. So we had a long wait from the time that we moved here the first week of March until the, you know, beginning of May, when we finally, like 2 months before we finally got more news. So that was kind of rough. And then after that, it was like, okay, so, you know, we were hoping that like production wouldn't take too long. All of their documentation stuff online says that it's only supposed to take a few days, which would make sense. It's just like they already have the shell of the car, and then they're just putting the components together, like whatever you ordered. So we figured that we would be, you know, it would be a few days, and production ended up being 3 weeks. So today is June 12th. We literally just on the 6th, like a week ago, less than a week ago, finally got the email that our van was fully built. And then we got an email just 24 hours later that it was shipped, which means that from the time it was fully built, they contacted the dealership said yes, send it over. And so now it's on its way from Turkey, which is where their Ford Transit factory is. So all that being said, it's been a very, very long wait. This whole time we've kind of just been in limbo where, just to like give you a little breakdown on the financial side of things, we, you know, had to spend a lot more than we planned on moving back to Arizona because prices were just so inflated. For perspective, if you watched my last vlog recently, you'll already know this, so sorry, this is kind of a refresh for people who've been watching them in real time. That's my life is in real time, so for me it's been months since I said this. But like when we moved to New York, gas ended up costing just a few $100s total because it was in the $3, like low $3 range when we moved. And our van rental, our truck rental rather, we had like a 12-foot moving truck. It was around $400 total for a 9-day rental, cross-country rental. So we ended up spending like maybe $1,000 total moving to New York from Arizona in 2018 and 2018. No, actually beginning of 2019. Anyway, so, you know, that's what we kind of had in our brains. I didn't assume it would be that cheap because I knew inflation was worse, but what I didn't realize is how much worse it was. And when we were moving across the country, literally every day the gas prices were going up and up and up. By the time, like when we left New York, they were in the normal kind of low 3s. By the time that we got to Arizona, they were about over $4 a gallon. So we jumped a whole $1 in gas. When you're driving we had to rent a 16-foot truck this time because we had more stuff. And yeah, when you're driving a 16-foot truck, $1 in gas is a big deal. You're going through a lot of gallons when you're driving that much. So that was frustrating. And on top of that, the truck rental ended up being $2,200 instead of $400. So we ended up spending like 4 or 5 times what we spent on moving to New York and moving back from New York. It was a lot. And so that kind of wiped out more of our savings than we would have liked. And you know, we're not rich, and we just make it work. We did a really good job paying off all of our debt that we had from like all of our moving to and from France and moving to New York and all of that. We got all of that paid down, and that meant that our credit scores look really good right now. I'm in the excellent range. I'm like above 750, and Vincent is around 730 something. If you're not American, that won't make a ton of sense to you, but just know that your credit score has like a direct reflection on like how good of financing you can get for cars and houses and things. So the better your credit score, the more that it shows creditors that you pay on time, that you have a good like debt to, you know, credit limit ratio, that you have been doing it for a long time, you know, your credit like history. So all that's really important for financing a $50,000 van. So that's kind of where we've been, is just like trying not to spend too much money at all, trying to rebuild some of the savings that we had so that we were ready for our down payment for our van, feeling conflicted about wanting to buy more components, but like also not wanting to have too much like credit card debt or whatever, as we're still trying to have enough money for our down payment. And yeah, it's just been like kind of frustrating to just be like kind of waiting. If we had had our van in March, then it would be just have been so different, you know, like we wouldn't have had to been living here this whole time. And the other thing that we've had to figure out, I know this is a ton of talking, sorry, but it is important. The other thing that we've had to figure out is like, we need a car to drive around. My grandma has a van, but it's kind of at the end of its life, and with how much she drives it, it will outlive her. But if we are using it and driving it all the time, it probably won't. And she feels really strongly about her independence and wants to be able to drive. So I don't want to be responsible for her car breaking down. So I'm really like reticent to drive it. So what we've been doing is we've been borrowing basically my little brother's car, because he doesn't turn 16 until later this month, and he won't get his license until July. So my parents have had an extra car that, you know, he can't quite drive yet, that we've been able to rent from them. We just pay them directly. But the problem is that like once he gets his license, he needs to get a job, and then we won't have a car anymore to drive. So it was really important that our van come in time for us to be able to use it, because we actually kind of need it. And even once it comes, once we get deep into the construction, we probably will still have to rent a car for like a month or two, and renting it from like Hertz or something is very expensive, and there are very few options. So that's another thing that's kind of frustrating, is like we just are running out of time to have an extra car to drive around, when we did before. We did in March, but by July, not so much. So that's been kind of annoying to figure out and costly, and it will continue to be costly. So yeah, that's kind of put us into a place where it just hasn't been super fun to share that. It's all just waiting and sitting around. There isn't a lot that we're doing besides just trying not to spend money and hanging out at the house. The one thing that has been fun, I will show you, is in my grandma's backyard. There are kittens. A feral cat had a litter of 5 kittens here, and I will show you them if they'll come out for me. We'll see. Okay, so they live right back here in the shed. Babies! Hi, honeys. Hi. Hi, cutie. Hi. Hi. Can you see them? Hi, honey. I'm sorry I don't have more food for you right now. Hi. Are you hungry? I'm sorry they're yelling at me. Yeah, adorable. There's 5 of them. The mom is super feral, but the kittens I have managed to get to warm up to me. We've been feeding them until they kind of get old enough and big enough to capture and take to the ASPCA to get fixed, because we definitely don't want a cat colony growing in my grandmother's backyard. But they are very cute. They're also pretty ringwormy, and they had eye infections when we first found them, so I treated their eye infections with some cream. And yeah, so that's been kind of a side project I've been working on, is just like taking care of them, getting them to be comfortable with humans. As you can see, they come out when I call them now instead of hiding. So huge progress. They actually let me pet them the other day while they were eating. So we're working on it. We're working on getting them okay with humans enough to where we can easily stick them in a carrier and take them to the vet. Or take them to ASPCA, I mean, because that's where you can get really low cost spaying and neutering, and that's what we need to do. And then if they're friendly enough, maybe they'll be able to get adopted out rather than just having to be released back into the neighborhood. So that's been my fun side project. Very cute, very fun. The other cats are definitely jealous. They're both sitting there staring at me. Goose. They do not like when I come out here with cat food that is not for them. But we're not allowing them to interact with them. I'm trying to avoid any like cross-contamination, of course, because I just don't know what other diseases these little guys might have, but it doesn't mean I won't take care of them. Just doing my part for the community while we live here. But yeah, so that's been my fun side project, and let's see, I think that's kind of it for major. Oh, did I even tell you when our van's coming? I don't think that I did. So it's June 12th, and our van is now shipped, and it should be arriving the week of July 13th. So awesome. I'm really excited about that. That's gonna be great. And now that we're down to the month before, we're doing things again. So it's a perfect time to start vlogging, and we're feeling really excited about it. So thanks for sticking with me through all this talking. There's just been, there's so many updates as all these moving parts kind of start to fall into place so that for the next phase of our life right now. Okay, let's see. I think the very last thing to update you on is what I'm doing right now and for the rest of this month. My mom, for the last 4 years, has been working with some people that lived, that she knew from her church, that have like, I think 2 or 3 autistic kids, and they were really frustrated with the school system and just not kind of getting the care that their kids needed. So what they did is they literally just started their own school. It's Montessori based, and it just literally is like from the ground up. They started in their house, now they have an actual school, and they've got a whole group of kids, some with special needs, some not, all different levels of like learning and maturity, and it's just a really beautiful mix of kids. And they all go to the school, and my mom, like I said, she's been teaching and working and helping build this school for the last 4 years, and she does summer school, like summer camp, more like summer camp, not really school. Anyway, she does that in the summers, and she had a teacher kind of drop out at the last minute and needed help, and this year's summer camp is like, we're calling it creativity camp, and it's all about storytelling. So it's like really fun stuff. Like, I'm an illustration major. I never finished college, but I did study illustration in college, and illustration is literally all storytelling also. So I was like kind of excited about this. When she said that she needed help, I offered, I'm happy to take the work, and it kind of worked out perfectly because it's just for the 4 months of June. I did 2 weeks of pretty intense prep with my mom, working like more than 40 hours a week on getting everything ready, and then it's like Monday through Thursday mornings, and then sometimes on the weekends, just setting up for the next week. So we got through our first week. Our second week is about to start. And yeah, that's what I've been working on. I'll be working on it for the rest of the month. I'm getting paid pretty good to do it, so I'm happy about that. I'm making enough to cover like our lithium batteries and maybe our chest fridge. It's kind of the amount of money I'm making is like those things for our van. So I feel good about that. I haven't had a job just because I've been kind of in limbo. Like, I don't want to get a job here that then I have to leave immediately. I don't think that's fair to employers, and it would be a hard adjustment for me anyway. And, Vincent's definitely making enough to cover us. So I'm just kind of waiting around to like be able to actually start working on my van all day every day, because that's what I really want to be doing. But since this is just temporary, this worked out perfectly to keep me busy for the month of June, and then July will come and we will get our van. So, yeah, that's what I've been doing, is that. It's busy, it's good, it's fun. I'm also really glad it's temporary because teaching exhausts me. I love kids, but they are such a drain on my energy. So, okay, we're going back inside now, and I'm going to show you some of the stuff that we've already bought for our van. Okay, I'm coming into the garage. Hopefully the motion sensor light comes on. Come on, light. Ah, there we go. So, once we got a date on our van, like once it was in production, and especially once it was like fully built, we started really buying a lot of components for it. So I just want to show you some of the ones that we've got so far. The spot that we have in my grandmother's like studio / garagey thing is filling up fast. So these just came yesterday. We got our 2 Max Air fans, the 2 fans that'll go in the top of our van. That's 1 solar panel right back there. We've got 5 of them to go on top of the van. We've also got our lithium batteries ordered. We have 2 of them. They are the single, probably most expensive components of our van. They're about $1,100 each, and actually that was a steal. We expected to spend closer to $4,000, but we got lucky with that. And the other big thing that we ordered that hasn't arrived yet is our windows. Wow! Are you so excited?
Yes.
We got one, can't remember what it's called, but it's like a window that goes like this. Like a little bunk window. Yeah, that's what it is. A bunk window that's awning style so that it can open no matter the weather. That'll go by our kitchen area. And then we also ended up buying a big window that can fully open and has a screen for the passenger sliding door. So that we'll have a nice big window when we're sitting in our like work area, kind of seating area in our van. Looking out, we'll be able to see the views. We originally didn't want to put one in for stealth and privacy, but we just realized like we're gonna be feeling like we're really in a tin can if we are sitting all day at that seating area and we have nothing to look out at. So I'm really excited that we were able to buy those. We got them on sale. The what is it called again? Bunk window.
Mm-hmm.
The bunk window was originally $400, and the passenger window was originally $800, and we got them for like $250 and $550 plus $150 shipping. So we still ended up spending almost $1,000, but we got them like hundreds of dollars off. So that felt really good. They were pretty expensive, but come on, Goose. Everybody's coming in. But all of that was really good. This is kind of something that we've talked a lot about, is like, you can do van life really cheap. You can spend like less than $5,000 on a build and just hit the road and be good. But I think we'll end up spending closer to like $20,000 on our build. And it'll be kind of like more of a do it right the first time deal for us. Like, we don't mind spending a lot more on good components like expensive batteries and a nice compost toilet and, you know, whatever else, to be able to be comfortable. Like, we're looking at longevity, right? We want to be able to be in our van for at least a couple of years. So if it means spending a few extra $1,000s on the front end to make it a lot more comfortable for living, we want to do that. And we'll have lots of help. We'll, you know, go over all that stuff like as it gets closer. There's no point in talking about it now. I just kind of wanted to catch you up on like what we've already got going on. And yeah, if you have any questions, let us know. I think this is already a long vlog. We're already been talking for like 20 minutes. So I might just go through some of the other stuff that we're doing this week. It's like record high temperatures in Arizona. It is hot, which is not super fun for me. But, you know, we're just surviving. And we've got, you know, a month until our van comes. So, cool. Okay. Oh, I think on Saturday we're going to go to our storage unit and, like, reorganize that. So maybe I will vlog again on Saturday for the storage unit. I think that'll be good. Sorry, I know I'm talking about this on here. This is just real life, and also I'm out of practice. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'll see you when I see you. Yeah? Okay, cool. Catch you later.
Cool.
Hello, friends.
Hello.
Hello. It's been quite a week. A lot has happened. My grandma's power steering went out, and she kind of clipped a trailer, so that was scary. And then, what else happened? Oh, and then the AC went out. That got fixed today. Gratefully, it is on again. I am wearing the same dress I wore in the last clip, but I promise it's been like a week. It's just, it was
You've
really...
been wearing the same dress for a week?
This is my most like flowy, light dress. It was so hot. I couldn't think straight. Yeah, so I had to go, we ended up going to Barnes & Noble to work, and then I realized Panera would have probably been better. But anyway, okay. So tomorrow...
I'll blame that on Pod Brain.
Yeah, blame it on Hot Brain. Let's see. Today we saw the movie Black Phone, and we liked it better than we thought. It had a perfect Chekhov's gun kind of writing, so everything that they set up in the beginning got tied up in nice little bows at the end, and I really just appreciate that. I think too many movies try to be too fancy with their writing. Like, our brains like order, so I appreciate order in my horror.
It made sense.
Yeah, it was good. So we did that, and then we got back. We just got, what are they called, Transformers? What is this called?
That's a Transformer, yeah.
Yeah, so we just got this Transformer because we haven't been able to test out our Max Air fans. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's so that we can plug our fans with all the wiring into an actual, where's the outlet? Into an actual outlet.
In the wall down there.
It's over there.
Because I couldn't reach those.
Yeah. But we need it because otherwise we'll have to use our solar panels and our batteries to power our fans while we're working in the van. But that's like the first thing we want to put in is the fans because it's just so hot. So this is easier if we can just plug it into the wall. So anyway, okay, we're testing. We're testing. This is the first test of something in our van. Oh wait, there's a... Wow. Is that plastic bag under there okay?
Yeah, it's okay. It's pushing down, so it's good.
Oh, sweet. Look at that. Wow. So these Max Air fans, wow, that is a good amount of air, man.
Yeah,
is that on high?
That's on high right there. That's
it's loud, but man, it works.
It's at 100%. You can control how...
Yeah, we have a remote.
I can control how open I want it. Like, I can control if I want it closed. So, like, it's closing itself, as you can see.
Cool.
I'm not going to pinch my fingers.
Yeah, don't pinch your fingers.
There you go. Right there, it's closed for the rain. Open back up. It's all automatic and stuff like that.
Awesome. So the extra cool thing about these, we did not get like the cheapest version of them, and we have two of them, one for right over our bed and one for over the kitchen. We should probably stop it now so that I can talk for a minute. These are awesome. They have good reviews. Most people like them. They go pretty flat on the roof, so they're not like super obvious. And because they are all kind of like remote powered, they also have sensors for like if, for instance, if it was running at night and it started raining, the hood will close so that we don't get water in the van.
The
it's
only
just like,
issue that I have with those, but honestly, those are the best on the market. And if there's one issue, is that these remotes are infrared. And not radio frequency, meaning you actually have to aim at it and be able to see it in order to close it or not.
Which is really fine. Like the only time I can imagine it being an issue is at night, except we'll have it right over our beds. So we're kind of hoping it won't be a problem.
We're gonna have at the back. That's gonna be like, oh, fine, I gotta get up the bed.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm sure why they do it is because if you have a whole bunch of vans parked near each other, you don't want other people controlling your van.
That is right. Okay, I didn't think about this. That is
radio,
right.
It might like control other people. So that makes sense to me. But yeah, okay. So the other thing that we got in the mail earlier this week, here's our van area. We also got our bunk window, which goes in our kitchen area. We already checked it. We got it from Van Windows Direct.
Don't worry about putting it back tomorrow.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We know that we're keeping it because it's working. Did you test both of them?
No, no. Should I taste the second one?
We probably should test it just to make sure. What if something's wrong and we wait too long and we can't return it? That'll be horrible.
That's the whole point of this, so you're right.
Yeah. Anyway, we ordered it from Van Windows Direct, our bunk fan, and our passenger door window. I don't know what I'm saying. It's hot in here. Okay, what am I trying to say? Oh, I'm trying to say.
Yes.
I can finish this. I can do this.
The vessel has the brew, that is true.
When we ordered the two windows together, and when we ordered them, the passenger door window was back ordered until late June, and we're like, that's fine. That's still before the van gets here. And then of course, the order hadn't been shipped yet last week, and so Vincent emailed them. They were like, oh, it's back ordered till August. So we usually wait to send them together. We could send them separate, and I'm like, yeah, please send them separate. So luckily the bunk window is the more important one because it's going right in the wall where we need to have a bunch of wiring and plumbing and insulation and all the things. The passenger door, because it's a door, is totally separate from everything else. So it's okay. We can just wait and not do anything on the passenger door until we get it in August, which is fine. That's probably about the time that we're going to be like putting actual paneling on the walls and stuff anyway. So it'll probably work out fine. It's just a little annoying, but at least we got the important one. And with Windows Direct, if you are also building a van, keep in mind that they have a very strict, like, I think 7-day return policy. And they have it literally like all over the package also. Like, make sure you check this for any signs of damage, because if you don't check it and then you open it up like when you're building your van and it's busted, too late for you. And they're not cheap. What else did we order? Oh, we ordered our Havelock wool for our installation. There's like a 2 or 3 week lead time, so we ordered it now because literally like a week from maybe Monday, we should have our van.
You also showed them all the stuff we already
next
have?
week. Yeah, I think I've shown you the rest of it. Batteries, we got our fans. It's kind of really, and our solar panels. That's it. Okay, so tomorrow we're gonna take all of this. Do you see all of this? Just know we are taking it all to the storage unit tomorrow. And we have to do it during office hours so we can get one of those little trolley things. They have to unlock it for us because I am not lifting all of those up.
I promise you.
We are not alcoholics.
We're not alcoholics.
I don't know what's going on, but some shenanigans are happening with that sweepstakes that Vincent won. And we got way more cans than expected. I'll explain later. But yeah, so we're going to be doing that tomorrow morning. I'll take you along and I'll show you the storage unit. And then that'll be it for this vlog, I think. We're going to test the other fan now. I'm sure it'll all be great. And yeah, okay, that's it for tonight. I am so hot. I'm sweating. I'm going back inside.
Au revoir. You got the keys?
Yeah.
You got the keys. Thanks, Mountain. Hashtag not sponsored. Another one?
Yep. Don't crash our seltzer. Okay, so we're at our storage unit, about to drop off this absurd amount of alcohol. Let me show you what our storage unit looks like. So this is it. We got an absurdly cheap deal. I think we're paying like $120 a month with insurance or whatever. for this 10 by 10 space. This is where most of our stuff is. All of our most of our furniture from our move, our like extra beach equipment is here right now. Office stuff, extra bins for storage, and all of our clothes. So this is what we did last Saturday. We already had our books unpacked. This is like my personal library. I come back and change out books sometimes. And then we got all of our clothes figured out and on our closet, and all my shoes packed away so that we can use this. Ooh. So the idea is that this is like our little home base. Anytime we're in Arizona, we can come here, change out clothes for the seasons, grab more free drinks, whatever. It's worked out pretty well so far, and we're so glad we have it. We are renting with Public Storage, in case you're wondering, and it is climate controlled. It's inside, which is super important for Arizona. So far so good on that. Glad we have this space, because we really need it.